Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast on a mission to change the way the world eats. My name is Shurina. I'm a certified nutritionist, health, nutrition, performance coach, productivity coach, and just someone with a lot of passion for helping you guys to learn how to use nutrition and other lifestyle tools to improve the way you feel, look, and do everything else in life. Today, guys, we are talking about, what are we talking about? Well, actually, about a subject that I don't talk about often enough, even though I think it's been a major influence on everything I do in life, how I show up, what I achieve, how I interact with the world, how rapidly I learn and adjust, and it shapes my mind. So I'm talking about reading. I read somewhere, leaders are readers. It's a nice thing and rhymes, so it sounds kind of cool. But I hope, guys, that as a listener of this podcast, you're also a reader and you read good stuff, deeper stuff that makes you understand things better, stuff that changes your mind, that helps you to get better at things and opens up your mind to different perspectives, different worlds, different ways of thinking. Reading, it also helps you to improve your focus, your memory, your attention span. Reading is such an amazing experience. And in the era of Google, where all the knowledge is available literally at the tips of your finger, it might seem like reading might not be that important. You can Google everything. Why would I read and remember stuff? Well, first of all, you can't Google everything that is in the books. Google does not index every single book. And then the second thing, guys, that I really want you to understand is that when you Google stuff, when you find stuff and it's not in your brain, you remain the same. You just know how to use Google. And so when you don't read books and you don't have different concepts and theories and knowledge and different perspective used on the world in your head, you don't metabolize it, so to speak, Google doesn't change you. And the second thing is, to solve any problems, if it's not in your head, very often you won't be able to Google it because you're not going to know what to search for. If you read the book, and even if you don't remember everything perfectly, nobody probably does, at least you know that this information, these concepts, they do exist. And more often than not, reading a really good book, be it fiction, non-fiction, it changes you in some way. It makes you think differently. You're kind of like taking on, at least for the moment of reading the book, you're taking on another person's perspective, another person's worldview. And it makes you realize that the world might not be the way it seems to be in your head, right? And there might be other opinions and other worldviews, and there are other ways to approach reality and any problem. Reading, it's such an enriching experience. I remember I was watching a documentary on Netflix about Bill Gates, and when they showed that he took, I think 18 books for his, 10-day vacation or something, I was like, oh my God, this is my hero. Not in all the ways, but, he's learning, he's reading. And can you imagine what this kind of discipline and practice over a lifetime does to a person's brain? He is probably smarter than most people because, again, if you consume all this information, all these different views of different people and authors, it changes you and it opens up your mind to so many different solutions and answers. So reading. A lot of people who follow me, a lot of my friends, a lot of my clients, they are inspired readers. They want to read more. They enjoy reading great books, fiction and non-fiction. But a lot of them also find it overwhelming. A lot of people say that, well, it takes me so long to read a book. I'm such a slow reader and I need to read the page to understand a lot of things, especially if the book is more complex. And a lot of times when I start asking more questions about, okay, but when do you read? What's environment like? What's your meal like before your reading? Or what's your behavior? What's your movement practice like before reading? And people think it's not related or I'm crazy, but it is all related. Your mind is a part of your body, metabolically, biologically, in all the ways. And the way it works, it's conditioned, but what comes prior. Just yesterday on Huberman Lab podcast, one of the most famous neuroscientists in the podcast world from Stanford, he analyzed this study. Well, he basically brought it up. There is a study that people after a 15-minute moderate intensity workout do much better on cognitive tasks when you have to figure things out. The brain seems to be working better after exercise. And no wonder, all the blood, all the oxygen, all the nutrients, all these neurotransmitters firing and going during the exercise and after exercise. No wonder the brain starts working better on any task that follows that immediately. And so doing some movement, doing some exercise, not something super intense, right before you're reading might really help. Or making sure that you sleep well every night really helps. The other day, I read this ad from Jim Quick, brain coach. Jim is an amazing guy, and he helps a lot of people to speak better, memorize things better, read better. And he has this ad that says, I'll help you to triple your reading speed in 21 days. To which I thought to myself, for most people, I'd be able to triple their reading speed in 1 day, helping them to sleep better the night before, helping them to schedule their reading when they're most alert, probably usually in the first part of your day, or for late night people, might be in the afternoon. If you eat a good breakfast, if you take your B vitamins, your vitamins, your multivitamin, multi-mineral supplement, your acetylcholine, your omega-3 fats, if you do all of that, and then you organize your environment so there are no distractions, there are no phones, no notifications, and maybe you put on some music that is calming, repetitive, or maybe some white noise and nature sounds. If you do all of that and you move before that, that's, a super booster. Probably your reading speed gonna improve right then and there by 3 times and more. That's been my experience. For a while, I was organizing my schedule that way, so my reading was the latest at the day, basically right before going to bed. And I couldn't figure out, why am I falling asleep reading this book that I was genuinely interested in reading? And then I realized, well, you're really, tired. You do so much by the time you start reading this complex book, then no wonder your brain has no resources. Plus, my apartment is kind of like a cave. At the end of the day, I optimize it for sleep. Plus, what else? I take cold shower. I prepare myself for bed, wearing my clothing that I usually wear for bed. I kind of trigger everything, telling my brain that it's time to slow down and sleep. And no wonder I'm falling asleep reading that book. And so I started to read a different time of the day. And I eliminated all distractions, turned off all of my phones. I basically kind of sit in this corner with my book, listening to Brain.fm. That's actually an app, also a website that I'm using. They have different music to help you concentrate and focus. So I do that. I do it either in the morning or early afternoon. And my reading got much better without me having to learn any techniques, even though I actually went through Jim Quick's course. But what I learned is it was nothing new. I had to organize my environment. That's all. And also, guys, you'll remember stuff so much better when, again, you read at good time for you, when your brain at its peak capacity to understand things and remember, when you have a good night of sleep, when you are well nourished, well hydrated, took your supplements, did some movement that day, exposed yourself to natural light, maybe even reading outside. That's even better for your focus and alertness. Eliminated all the distractions, put yourself in the best environment for reading. You'll be surprised, guys, how much faster you're gonna read. And remember, and you won't need any courses and work on it for 3 weeks. I promise you, your reading speed, your ability to memorize things will double and triple and skyrocket from there once you put these skills of not the skill, but the behavior of reading on a regular schedule at the optimal time, and you take care of all the other stuff of healthy body, brain maintenance, then the rest is kind of easy. Most people's learning problems, and that I'm talking from experience, working with a lot of people in different areas of different ages. Most people's learning problems come from poor lifestyle, poor diet, poor timing, and poor environment full of distractions that you don't work to eliminate. And once you take care of all of that, that is not that difficult to take care of, guys. I'm not telling you to starve and count calories or do super hard workout. No, maybe go for a walk, sleep well, eat all the nourishing foods, take your multivitamin, multimineral, and read at a decent time for your brain to work well, and you'll be fine. You'll be better than fine. What else? I think that's it that I wanted to share with you today, guys. Don't underestimate what you're capable of, your genius, what you can accomplish when you actually start caring about making things better and easier for yourself. Sleep better, eat better, take care of your supplements, because most of us never going to be able to design this perfect diet that covers everything. And your brain performance, it depends a lot on all these vitamins and minerals. Sleep better, eat better, move. Again, you don't have to be high intensity exercises to get the benefits. No, you don't have to. Organize your environment to support the goal at hand. If your phone is right by your side where you read and there are constant notifications, it's going to take you a long time to read even a page. If you're someone like me and you read on the device that also has like social media or notifications coming through, then turn them off for the time that you decided to dedicate to reading. Unless you are like a heart surgeon or need to be on the call all the time. And if you're in that position, like it's really not a good situation, right? So schedule your reading when you don't need to be on call and follow all these notifications, because that really steals your focus and energy, and you get mentally fatigued so much faster. So organize your environment, take care of yourself, and your reading speed and your focus and your self-assigned ADHD, brain fog, mental fatigue, they just might all disappear. Also, things like anxiety, overwhelm, a lot of the things come from not adequate sleep, your sleep schedule being all over the place. Guys, I'm always surprised how if I don't have a good night of sleep, or I travel, or just for some reason I compromise my sleep schedule, I'm always surprised how much more anxiety and automatic negative thoughts I have. And then when I finally get to sleep well and get back on my schedule, I'm such a happy person. I'm here to help others. I don't think about myself too much. I'm not anxious, not, thinking about like, how do I appear to others? Not that self-conscious at all. I'm just a happy person. That always blows my mind, how a simple thing like sleep can change your personality overnight, right? And if you're not sleeping well all the time, don't be surprised if your anxiety levels, those automatic negative thoughts, they rise, and also you have brain fog and mental fatigue, and it's hard for you to concentrate, to focus. Those are natural things that will happen to you when you compromise your sleep and your lifestyle. So guys, the message of today is, you want to be a better learner, You want to read better, understand things easier and faster. You want to have a great memory that will make you remember all these beautiful quotes that always inspire you. And you always, inspired by people who can remember quotes right at the moment when they need to use them. If you want to be one of those people, then stop optimizing your environment, your sleep, your nutrition, all the micros and macros, not eating processed foods and all the emulsifiers and, God knows what else they add to foods and food products these days. If you can find a meal delivery or cook for yourself, that's the best shortcut. You're not going to put a lot of shit in your food just by default. You're not going to buy that stuff that they use in factories. Take care of that, move, and a lot of things just going to improve and will keep improving every single day. And you'll have a chance to realize that you are actually quite a genius. You just been compromising your own productivity and your own brain for so long. So take care of yourself, and you won't need any courses that promise you to optimize and increase your reading speed in 3 weeks. You can triple it, guys, in a couple of days by organizing your environment, nutrition, your movement. And if you're not sure how, reach out, right? I do these promo calls very often when I give advice based on your specific problem and your life situation, and I'll tell you what things screw up your productivity the most and what you can do about it in a simple way. So reach out either on Instagram at 1000yearyoung or via any social media or via my email, angela@createyourself.today, and I'll help you to figure out the best ways to start growing your genius brain, your fit body, and be your genius awesome self overall. So guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for more awesome, amazing episodes where you're going to learn so much hacks and tools to improve the way you feel, look, and do everything. So stay tuned. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, eat better daily.